Welcome back, folks. I'm Frizz, and today I would like to take some time to talk about the archetype system in Pathfinder 2e and why exactly it is so amazing. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. Alright, so before we get into more details on why exactly that archetypes are so good, we have to talk about what they even are. Archetypes are basically a way that you can get additional types of class feats that might mesh a little bit better with particular ideas that you have for your character. So you take the acrobat dedication if you want them to be an acrobat, and then you get access to more feats related to being an acrobat. Not all that complicated, but there is one little thing that I feel like is maybe a little bit easy to overlook, which is that once you take an archetype dedication feat, you have to take a couple of feats from that archetype to be able to take another archetype. So you can't just keep on stacking archetype upon archetype upon archetype. So just keep that in mind. It's not that hard to keep track of, but it's fun. So now that we know what archetypes are, you know that they're very, very simple. And that's good because every single archetype adds new mechanics, and they're all unique, and there are an ever-expanding amount of them because literally every single book that Paizo puts out has like 6 archetypes in it. There is almost certainly an archetype that fits your character concept that you currently have in your head right now, and over time every single niche is going to be filled because Paizo puts out a ridiculous amount of content. But these fill all types of things, and really, some of them are pretty general, that can fit pretty much any character, and some are very specific. You have things like the Acrobat, which just makes you better at the Acrobat skill. You have something like the Mauler, which is just, hey, want to be good at two-handed weapons in a class that does not traditionally use two-handed weapons? Medic makes you better at medicine. You've got things like Soul Forger, where you create weapons out of your very soul. You've got Exorcists. You've got all kinds of archetypes. There are tons of them in it. I'm not kidding. There is one for whichever class that you are thinking about. Whatever archetype you have, whatever idea for any character you have, there is an archetype that will work. And see, that's the thing. That is not even the best part of the archetype system, because multiclassing is actually tied up with archetypes now. See, now, if you want to get a particular multiclass, you take that as an archetype rather than straight up taking a level in a particular class. And I like this a lot more because I actually never liked multiclassing. It felt weird to me to say, oh, well, I'm this cool, powerful barbarian, and I get worse at being a barbarian when compared to my contemporaries because I started studying a spellbook. That just didn't make a lot of sense to me, and it just is mainly the reason why I basically never made a single multiclass character in any other game system. Because, yeah, I didn't want to give up my cool abilities or my high-level spell slots just to make a build work. I can make cool builds that didn't require multiclassing. But that did limit a bit of what my character options. Because, yeah, multiclassing was a core part of the system, and I didn't like it. But now with multiclassing, in multiclassing archetypes, you can get some abilities from other classes without having to give up the core features of your own. See, taking an archetype doesn't take away any of your core class features, and in Pathfinder 2e, those core class features are exactly where the actual power of your class comes from. Yeah, you'll give up a couple of barbarian skill feats to get access to some wizard abilities. You'll get access to some spellcasting and some familiars and some wizard feats, and all you give up is some barbarian, basically fluff. You don't need barbarian feats to be an effective barbarian. You don't lose any mechanical viability for taking any archetype. You just get a little bit of flavor, and who doesn't love a little bit of flavor? So, yeah, basically what it comes down to is no matter what archetype you take, literally no matter what archetype, it does not make your character worse. Except maybe the use more, but that's only for diplomacy. But regardless, you get my point. You can make any archetype work with any class. You can build so many different types of characters that fit so many different ideas and ways that you want to play. You can build an acrobat with literally every single class. That is the best part about archetypes, is it makes for literally countless character options, and that is exactly why I wanted to play 2e. those countless innumerable character options.
Thanks for watching. I figured that considering how this channel started off just covering archetypes, I should really just make a video talking about how archetypes work in general and why exactly I chose to start my channel talking about them. I really think that they are a ton of fun and can make so many interesting characters, and they just make sense. I don't really have another way to put it, to be honest. They just make sense. What are your favorite archetypes in this entire system? Is there one that I actually covered that you really enjoy, or is there one that you wish that I would actually make an archetype review for? I know that I've certainly talked enough about archetypes to be a little bit sick about talking about them, but regardless, until I see you next, live a wonderful life.